Man, dude. That cave takes a lot out of you. Good enough this climb. Wait, what's that? What's that? Is that a radio? What the heck's that doing out here? Hey, what are you doing out here? Little radio, little sleepily. Play.
Do you want the right to vote, a chance to participate in the democratic process, and to be a leader? We are the suffragists, fighting for the rights of society's dames. We have fought this war for over 100 years, and it has not been easy. The delegates of Seneca Falls, the birthplace of women's right, declares that American women are anonymous individuals who deserve their own political identities. These delegates are fighting for the women and standing up for them, even despite the white men trying to overtake our meeting in order to silence us once again. We will not back down. The Declaration of Sentiments states we hold these truths to be self-evident, yet still choose to dramatize the denied citizenship claims of women requesting the right to vote and the right of education only to privileged white property males. This is gender inequality. Women are being arrested for obstructing traffic in women's marches and sent to prisons where they suffer mistreatment on behalf of fighting for given rights. What makes today's men any stronger or more valid than these women? Jane stays home, they watch the children, take care of her working husband and his house, and still expected to be a doll. Women are chained to all these duties by society's standards, yet still have no say in the democracy of our civilization. The federal suffrage amendment prohibited the discrimination on the basis of sex, but did not address other kinds of discriminations that the women of America are facing. We must keep pushing back and fight for the right to vote. Join us in the siege of the Senate and stand up against women's suffrage.
1 year ago today, New York adopted women's suffrage. Today, Woodrow Wilson announced that he was now backing women's suffrage instead of opposing it. Some anti-suffragists think that he's a sap or a piker for doing this. However, no one really seems to know what caused the sudden change of heart. But rumors have it that it was caused by New York adopting women's suffrage. Wilson said in a quote today, "We have made partners of the women in this war. Shall we admit them only to a partnership of suffering and sacrifice and toil, and not to a partnership of privilege and right?" For now, it continues to be a debate of whether or not this campaign will come of anything. It's expected that the amendment may be ratified in a year or two by Congress. It's looking that about 90% of Congress wants to ratify it. The document would have to be passed through Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, though, before anything can be done. The 4 states predicted to ratify the document first are Illinois, Tennessee, Wisconsin, and Michigan. In other news, Alice Paul and her group of picketers were pinched 1 year ago from today. This is another reason rumored as to why Woodrow Wilson changed his mind on women's suffrage. Soon after she was arrested, Alice Paul started a hunger strike, refusing to eat anything, in order to bring more attention to their arrest and stir up the public. Some people have called her a dumb Dora, some people have called her a Moll. If this amendment is ratified and accepted into the Constitution, then it's likely other changes may come about in politics. We could be seeing women taking up political roles in Congress, running for president, or other jobs that only men can apply for as of this moment. Some people disagree and don't think women should have any power in politics. In other words, they get the heebie-jeebies from the whole thing. However, there are some people that are on the level that think it's a good thing and think that women should have a say. It's been nearly 42 years since the concept of the 19th Amendment was introduced to Congress. Only time will tell if it gets ratified.
From these Janes being the cooks in the kitchen to now being on the streets protesting their right to vote. The first convention of a woman to get their right to vote was held in 1847. And now, you're on the trolley. From the first convention now having an old slave named Arkin, giving her speech titled, "Ain't I a Woman?" in 1850. And I quote from her, "If my cup won't hold but a pint, and yours hold a quart, wouldn't you be so mean not to let me have a little, but a half measure full?" Now that's getting a little on. In 1865, we get to meet Susan B. Anthony, a Jane who many raz about now made. Now we're getting whooped. Now on to seeing the first trial for women's suffrage by a senator in Kansas that goes by the name S.C. Plumlee. Moving on from S.C. Plumlee on, a roll to Minor versus Hauschert. We hit a wet blanket 'cause in 1873, we heard the 14th Amendment does not give women a right to vote. I repeat, not a right to vote. Skipping forward, on up and up, coming closer to our time, we get to see Theodore Roosevelt's support for the right of women. Having support from the President of America, the First Dame gets elected into the House of Representatives. And the push gives Congress the time and talk about the new bill that might get passed. Experts on the study of women predict the verdict of the bill to be released in 1920, sooner than you might expect. Now, have a whoopee day.